What if the Amazing World of Gumball was never just a cartoon? What if Elmore isn't a town, but a computer program?
What is going on here? What is going on here?
What if the characters we've laughed with, cried with, and memed endlessly are actually trapped inside a simulation, glitches, resets, and all? This isn't just some random fan theory anymore.
You coward!
From strange fourth wall breaks, to characters disappearing into the void, to moments where reality literally collapses, Gumball has been teasing the idea for years. And now, with the new series on the horizon, fans are asking, could this finally be the moment where Cartoon Network pulls the trigger, where Gumball confirms that everything we've seen was happening inside a simulation?
What kind of childhood was that? I was only 8 years old.
Well, at that age, I was already 10.
Today we're diving deep. We'll explore the biggest clues, the strangest episodes, and the characters who might hold the answers. And trust me, once you see the patterns, you'll never look at Elmore the same way again. Let's get into it, Gumballers.
Now what am I gonna do? How much time have I got?
54,321 minutes until your graduation.
The origin of the theory. The simulation theory in Gumball didn't come out of nowhere. It started because fans noticed how often the show's world behaved wrong. Gravity doesn't always work. Characters glitch out, logic bends for comedy, but sometimes it bends so far it actually breaks. Episodes like The Void introduce the idea that unwanted or inconsistent elements in the world literally get deleted.
Dagnabbit! We'll never get rid of them!
Think about that. A place where forgotten characters and mistakes are stored. Doesn't that sound exactly like the back end of a program? Even Gumball himself seems aware of it. In multiple episodes, he talks directly to us. He rewinds time, changes outcomes, even argues with the narrator. These aren't just jokes, they're cracks in the foundation of Elmore. And fans started to wonder, maybe the town doesn't exist. Maybe it's all code.
It's a pretty weird world, and sometimes it makes mistakes.
Do you think the world thought Molly was a mistake?
The evidence hiding in plain sight. So let's talk about. The most chilling evidence comes from The Void. In that episode, Gumball and Darwin discover a white limbo filled with discarded objects, characters, and forgotten moments. This isn't a metaphor. It's literally framed as the garbage bin of reality. Characters like Molly Collins were thrown in there because they didn't work for the show.
Involve the main character being slowly run over by a bus?
No, I used felt tip pens instead. True story.
It's like the writers admitted the world is editable. Then there's Banana Barbara. She paints visions of the future, alternate timelines, and possible endings. How could she do that? Unless the future is already programmed. And don't forget Ocho, the video game spider who glitches. He's not a parody of gaming, he's a hint. His whole existence is a glitch in the system warning. Everywhere you look, Elmore is too fragile to be real.
Yeah, you really got me there.
Characters who break the rules. If Elmore is a simulation, then some characters are clearly more in the know than others. Rob, the show's main villain. After being thrown into the void, he came back disfigured, obsessed with the truth that the world is fake. He literally tells Gumball, "You're trapped in a show."
You think that because you helped me find myself, I'm no longer your enemy? You think we're friends? I'm Dr. Wrecker, and before long...
Remember the times when the narrator argued with the characters, or reset the story? He's less like a storyteller, and more like a system admin fixing corrupted code.
I am your nemesis!
Banana Barbara. Again, her paintings don't predict, they reveal. She knows the code. The Internet episode. When Gumball and Darwin literally enter the internet, it wasn't a metaphor. It was proof their reality is digital. These characters aren't just funny side plots, they're warnings.
What does that mean? Talk to me, Barbara! Come on, spill your guts!
How the new series could reveal the truth. Now here's where things get exciting. The revival series isn't just more Gumball. From everything we've heard, it's being framed as a direct continuation of the original, but with bigger stakes, serialized arcs, and a much darker undercurrent running beneath the comedy. That makes this the perfect moment to finally confirm what fans have suspected all along. Picture this. The first season plays out almost normally. At first, it's just more Elmore mischief, classroom chaos, neighborhood drama, and the usual Watterson antics. But sprinkled in, small cracks start to show. A background character suddenly freezes mid-scene, eyes blank until the camera cuts away. Familiar locations subtly glitch, posters swap images, lockers reappear in different places, streets reset as though reloaded from a save file. Dialogue starts looping, like corrupted audio. Characters repeating the same line over and over until they snap out of it with no memory of what just happened.
And enough with the blah blah and the politics. It's forcing me to think, and thinking makes me angry!
Even the art style could flicker, 2D characters phasing into claymation or pixel art for a single frame before stabilizing again. At first, these moments might seem like throwaway gags, until they become impossible to ignore. And then, in the season's turning point, the reveal drops like a bombshell.
If they want a slack-jawed bozo to take charge, then I shall be their champion.
Elmore Junior High, the Watterson House, the mall, the park, every inch of the city. It's all inside a simulation, not a cartoon world, not just a weird wacky town. A program, the places we've laughed at, the characters we've grown attached to, they're not living freely. They're running on code, controlled, observed, glitched. And suddenly, every joke, every nonsensical rule, every surreal moment we brushed off as cartoon logic takes on a much darker meaning.
Everybody stop! In these troubled times, a true leader must...
Gumballers, it's that time to play the Smash game if you haven't smashed the subscribe button and turned on the notification bell icon.
What? What? You just nodded. I thought that meant you were cool with it.
The programmer, the god of Elmore. Every simulation needs a creator, and Gumball has already hinted at one, the programmer. This mysterious figure has never been fully revealed, but theories say they're the one pulling the strings, editing out characters, resetting timelines, maybe even choosing which jokes work or not. Some fans believe Rob's mission in the Void was to find the programmer, to confront them, and to prove the world isn't real. The new series could finally show us who or what this programmer is. Is it a character we already know, like Banana Barbara? Is it a faceless AI? Or is it us, the audience? Think about it. Gumball talks to us. Maybe we're the ones running the simulation by watching.
Gumball Watterson, prepare to be wrecked!
The end of Elmore. Reset or reboot. If the simulation theory turns out to be true, then one terrifying question takes center stage. What happens to the characters we love? Do they escape the simulation? Do they wake up in some kind of real world? Or perhaps the darkest outcome of all? Do they finally realize that their only purpose is to entertain us? One possible route is a full system reset. The programmer, tired of the glitches and chaos, deletes the corrupted version of Elmore. But instead of disappearing into nothing, the Wattersons find a way to slip through the cracks, rebooting into a brand new system.
That's it! I only get 5 days off a year!
This would explain the revival perfectly. It's not a direct continuation, but a fresh simulation. Cleaner, more stable. A version of Elmore designed to run without all the chaos we've seen before. But here's the twist. The characters would still remember. Even in this new Elmore, fragments of their old lives would linger. Gumball might have flashes of the universe breaking apart.
I'd rather look good than see good.
I saw that, and I still look good.
Darwin might recall friendships that technically never existed. Nicole could feel deja vu for events that haven't happened yet. That lingering awareness would make the new series darker and more unsettling than anything that came before it. Another possibility? The reset doesn't fully work. Instead of wiping the slate clean, corrupted code bleeds into the reboot. Familiar characters return, but they're slightly different. Their designs glitch, their personalities shift. Maybe some beloved side characters don't make it back at all, lost in the deletion process. Imagine the horror of Gumball running into a friend who no longer recognizes him, or worse, a friend who never existed in this version of reality. And then there's the nuclear option. No reboot at all. What if the Wattersons do escape the simulation, but what they find on the outside is far scarier than Elmore ever was? What if they're not characters in a cartoon, but test subjects inside an experiment, or fragments of code in a larger multiverse? Whatever the case, one thing is certain. Confirming the simulation theory would force the series to address the ultimate question: is Elmore worth saving, or is it doomed to be rewritten forever?
Are you stupid?
Why this theory fits the show perfectly. Here's the thing, the simulation theory doesn't ruin Gumball's comedy, it enhances it. Think about it. Every cartoon logic gag, every nonsensical rule, every sudden tonal shift, it all makes sense if Elmore is running on unstable code. Take the laws of physics, for example.
You'll miss this when it's gone.
That's $17.15.
In one episode, gravity only applies when it's funny. In another, characters literally stretch reality like rubber bands. Normally, we'd chalk this up to cartoon logic, but under the simulation theory, it's not random. It's corrupted code, physics engines bugging out, rules rewritten on the fly. And then there's the art styles. 2D, 3D, claymation, puppets, live action. Elmore throws them all together like a visual buffet. But what if those aren't just creative choices? What if they're different assets pulled into the simulation? Different files that the system loads, regardless of whether they're consistent or not. That means the clash of styles isn't chaos. It's a glitchy design choice baked into the program. Even the tone of the show, how it jumps from lighthearted family comedy to existential horror in seconds, suddenly makes sense.
That TV's broken.
Is it?
It is now.
One moment Gumball is making fart jokes, the next Rob is warning him that none of this is real. If you think of Elmore as unstable code constantly patching itself, the tonal whiplash isn't a mistake. It's proof of cracks in the system. And don't forget the reset button moments. Episodes where time loops. Episodes where everything just goes back to normal, no matter how catastrophic the ending was. How else do you explain it unless the simulation is programmed to reload the last save? Here's another angle. The way characters remember, or forget, events. Sometimes Gumball and Darwin recall insane adventures, sometimes they don't. Sometimes supporting characters vanish without explanation. If Elmore is a simulation, this is just selective memory, or data being overwritten. The world remembers what the code decides is useful for the story. Everything else? Deleted. And here's the kicker, even the audience fits into this theory. Every time a joke is too self-aware, every time Gumball looks at the screen, he's not breaking the fourth wall for fun. He's acknowledging the truth that we're not just viewers, we're participants. By watching, laughing, and sharing, we're powering the simulation. We're the reason Elmore exists at all. So really, what seemed like chaos is actually design. Every inconsistency, every glitch, every genre swap, it's not lazy writing, it's world building. And that's why this theory doesn't just fit Gumball, it completes it. It gives the show's madness a hidden logic, one that's been waiting all along for fans to piece together.
Don't worry, kids! I'll calm her down with my irresistible charm!
The risk. What if they confirm it? Here's where things get complicated. If the new series decides to go all in on the simulation theory, it won't just be a twist for fans. It could permanently change how people view the show. For some, it would feel like a brilliant payoff. Suddenly all the glitches, fourth wall breaks, and random tonal shifts wouldn't just be comedy, they'd be evidence. Proof that the writers had been hinting at this reveal all along. Those fans would call it the most ambitious thing a Cartoon Network show has ever attempted. But for others, it could hit differently. Gumball has always been celebrated as a wacky, chaotic town full of charm and personality.
Dude, look!
Waffle face!
Right in the glute!
If that entire world is revealed to be fake, just lines of unstable code, then the show stops being about a family living in Elmore and becomes about trapped characters struggling against their own programming. Some fans might find that unsettling, or even feel like it undermines the heart of the series. And then there's the tonal risk. If handled poorly, the reveal could feel too heavy-handed, too dark for a show that's supposed to mix absurd comedy with relatability.
Granny JoJo! I found my happy place!
Yeah, whatever. Now give your Granny JoJo a kiss goodbye.
Of course!
Nobody wants Gumball to lose its balance and collapse under the weight of its own theory. On the other hand, if it works, it could elevate the series to a completely new level. Confirming the simulation theory wouldn't just explain the chaos of the past, it would set up a future where anything is possible. Whole seasons could explore glitches spreading through Elmore, characters waking up to the truth, or even trying to break out of the program. That kind of storytelling could make Gumball more exciting, more unpredictable, and more legendary than ever. So yes, it's a huge gamble. But if any show can take comedy, heartbreak, and existential horror and mix them into something unforgettable, it's the Amazing World of Gumball. Final thoughts. At its core, The Amazing World of Gumball has always been about chaos, but chaos with meaning. The jokes, the parodies, the weird logic, they were all pointing towards something bigger. And now with the new series, we might finally see it confirmed. Elmore isn't real. The Wattersons aren't free. And every laugh we've ever had with them was happening inside a fragile simulation, one glitch away from collapsing. So the next time you watch Gumball trip over his own shoelaces or Darwin burst into song, ask yourself, are they doing it because they want to? Or because the program told them to? And when that first new episode drops, Keep your eyes peeled, because the truth is coming, and once it does, there's no going back. So maybe the real question isn't whether Elmore is a simulation, but whether we are too. Gumballers, let me know in the comments section what you are looking forward to in the new series coming. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and like button. Stay gumballing, stay jiggy,